Welcome to the master plan. The master plan is simple, but it took some time to devise it. As you all know, I've had one goal since I started posting WoW videos, and that is to earn the rank of Elite in solo shuffles. I started the journey with what I thought was going to be the easy road on an Unholy Death Knight, and that turned out to be an extremely strong class, but not very beginner friendly. And unfortunately for me, I'm still a beginner. Even 40 episodes later, and insane help from you guys, the drive I had to master the class along with achieving the goal I set quickly faded, as my playstyle overall is more zug-zug than big brain. So I pivoted and gave myself a break with an arms warrior. It's very beginner friendly and very fun, to the point it was initially my #1 choice to main in an attempt to achieve my goal before season 4 starts. But that being said, arms has never been my forte. And even though Fury has gotten a lot of buffs in recent patches, I know that it's still lacking not only defensively, but also in the 4 sets, making the rotation not feel as smooth as it had in the past. And if I'm going to pick a main to focus on, master, and hopefully achieve my goal, I have to pick a class that'll be the most fun for me to play and leaves me excited to go again, even after losses. And that brings us to the master plan, aka my choice of a main. Some of you may have guessed it by now, but that main is Demon Hunter, and here's why. Number 1, it's one of my all-time favorite classes. There's just something about the lore, aesthetic of I-Beam, and truly overall fun of the movement that I just can't get enough of. Number 2, it's extremely beginner-friendly. The joke is that it's a 4-button class, and there may be a lot more buttons than that, but in my opinion, all the buttons it does have are much easier to get the hang of than other classes. Number 3, the I-Beam build is one of the meta builds right now, and for some reason, I just love that build. And number 4 is probably the biggest and most important point. It's fun to play. And overall, that's what really matters. Of course, there's going to be a learning curve with making rotation second nature and situational moments. But for things like that, I'm luckier than most because I have you guys to help me learn from your experiences and to answer questions I may have, and I couldn't thank you all enough for that. So there you have it. That's the master plan. Pick a main and stick with it. Simple as that. But before we end, I do want to apologize for all the back and forth on classes that has led us to this point. But when I started this series, I had a very different idea of what all really went into PvP, and truthfully, as time goes on, especially with unpredictable patches, we never know what may change as a main. So that being said, thank you all for joining me on this journey, and I cannot wait to start the next step.